All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the press conference on the 2024 to 2025 Annual Labor Statistics of Central Visayas. We are pleased to welcome our media partners and the members of the Regional Statistics Committee, Central Visayas. Before we proceed with today's presentation, we would like to inform you that this press conference is being covered live on our social media accounts. And now, to present the results of the 2024 to 2025 Annual Labor Statistics of Central Visayas, it is our pleasure to introduce the officer in charge of PSA RSSO 7, RD, Wilma A. Perante. Please give her a round of applause.
So again, to our partner agencies from other national government agencies, invited guests from the academe, media, and stakeholders, from other private agencies, honored guests and representatives from the Philippine Statistics Authority, maayong hapon sa atong tanan. How's your lunch? The Philippine Statistics Authority is pleased to report the labor and employment statistics for Central Visayas based on the annual 2024 final and 2025 preliminary results of the labor force survey. Among the population aged 15 years old and over in Central Visayas, the number of individuals in the labor force, or those who are employed or unemployed, was 3.04 million in 2025. This is 4,000 lower compared with 3.05 million in 2024. The labor force participation rate in 2025 was estimated at 63.9%. This is lower than the labor force participation rate of 64.7% recorded in 2024. In 2025, the number of employed persons or those with jobs or businesses in Central Visayas was recorded at 2.93 million. This was lower by 25,000 compared with 2.95 million recorded in 2024. The employment rate in 2025 was 96.2%, or about 96 employed persons in every 100 persons in the labor force aged 15 years old and over in Central Visayas. This was lower than the employment rate of 96.9% reported in 2024. The number of unemployed persons or those in the labor force who are without a job or business was estimated at 115,000 in 2025. This is higher than the 94,000 recorded in 2024. The unemployment rate is estimated at 3.8%, or 38 unemployed persons in every 1,000 individuals aged 15 years old and over in the labor force. This is higher than 3.1% unemployment rate recorded in 2024. The number of underemployed or those employed who express a desire to have additional work hours in their current job, or have an additional job, or have a new job with longer hours, was estimated at 184,000 in 2025. This was 24,000 lower than the 208,000 underemployed in 2024. The underemployment rate in 2025 was estimated at 6.3%. This is lower than the 7.0% reported in 2024. This translates to a decrease of 7 underemployed persons in every 1,000 employed persons aged 15 years and over from 2024 to 2025. If we look at the data by sex, the labor force participation rate for men was estimated at 72.4% in 2025. This was higher than the labor force participation rate for women at 55.4%. The employment rate for men in 2025 was estimated at 95.8%. This was lower compared with the employment rate for women recorded at 96.7%. On the other hand, the unemployment rate for men was recorded at 4.2% in 2025. This was higher compared with the unemployment rate for women recorded at 3.3%. Among the employed men in 2025, 7.2% were underemployed. This was higher than the underemployment rate for women, which was estimated at 5.2%. Compared with the regions in the country, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao or BARM recorded the highest labor force participation rate at 73.5% in 2025. This was followed by Caraga with 68.7% and Region 12 with 68.0%. Among the provinces and highly urbanized cities in Central Visayas, in 2025, City of Lapu-Lapu recorded the highest labor force participation rate at 67.3%, while City of Cebu recorded the lowest with 60.1%. Compared with their figures in 2024, one province and one HUC posted an increase in labor force participation rate in 2025 compared with 2024. Specifically, the province of Cebu with an increase of 0.7 percentage point and the city of Lapu-Lapu with an increase of 2.1 percentage points. Meanwhile, the province of Bohol and other two HUCs posted decreases in labor force participation rates. The province of Bohol with a decrease of 2.8 percentage points, the city of Cebu with a decrease of 3.9 percentage points, and the city of Mandaue with a decrease of 3.4 percentage points. Compared with the regions in the country in terms of employment rate, the Cordillera Administrative Region or CAR recorded the highest employment rate in the country at 97.3% in 2025. This was followed by Region 11 at 97.1% and Region 2 with an employment rate of 96.9%. Meanwhile, the Central Visayas ranked 9th among the regions with the highest employment rate at 96.2% in 2025. In terms of employment rate in 2025, among the provinces and HUCs in Central Visayas, the city of Mandaue recorded the highest employment rate at 97.2%, while city of Lapu-Lapu recorded the lowest at 94.7%. Compared with the 2024 figures, only the city of Mandaue posted an increase in employment rate in 2025. The rest of the provinces and HUCs posted decreases in employment rates. In terms of unemployment rate in 2025, Region 4A or Calabar Zone recorded the highest unemployment rate in the country at 5.8%. This was followed by National Capital Region or NCR with an unemployment rate of 5.2% and Mimaropa with 4.8%. If you look at the unemployment rate, City of Lapu-Lapu recorded the highest unemployment rate at 5.3%, while City of Mandaue recorded the lowest unemployment rate at 2.8%. Only City of Mandaue recorded a decrease in the unemployment rate in 2025 compared with 2024. In terms of underemployment rate in 2025, Region 12 recorded the highest underemployment rate in the country at 25.0%. This was followed by Mimaropa with an underemployment rate of 22.0% and Region 5, Bicol Region with 19.9%. Meanwhile, the Central Visayas underemployment rate was recorded at 6.3%. In terms of underemployment rate, Bohol recorded the highest in 2025 at 8.9%, while the city of Cebu posted the lowest underemployment rate at 3.4%. Compared with their figures in 2024, all provinces and HUCs in Central Visayas recorded decreases in underemployment rates in 2025. City of Mandaue registered the largest decrease in underemployment rate at 2.5 percentage points. If we look at the employment across the major sectors, in 2025, the services sector remained the largest contributor with 64.9% or about 1.90 million employed persons. This is followed by the industry sector with 19.5% share or 569,000 employed individuals, and the agriculture sector with a 15.7% share or 458,000 workers or people engaged in business. When comparing the number of employed persons across subsectors in 2025 with those in 2024, the following subsectors recorded the largest increases in employment or number of persons engaged in businesses. Agriculture and forestry increased by about 39,000. Fishing and aquaculture increased by about 25,000. Education increased by about 19,000. Meanwhile, the subsectors that recorded the largest declines in the number of employed persons or those engaged in businesses in 2025 compared with 2024 were the following. Manufacturing decreased by about 49,000. Construction decreased by about 36,000. Other service activities decreased by about 27,000. Now let's take a look at the distribution of employed persons in terms of hours worked per week. In 2025, 31.8% of employed persons worked or engaged in business for less than 40 hours per week. This was higher than the 28.7% recorded in 2024. Meanwhile, 66.2% of employed persons worked or operated a business for 40 hours or more per week, and this was lower than the 70.3% reported in 2024. The remaining 2.1% were employed persons with a job but were unable to report for work due to various reasons such as vacation, sick leave, or other temporary absences. This was higher than the 1.0% recorded in 2024. Among individuals who were reported as employed or engaged in business activities in 2025, the average hours worked was 40.2 hours per week. This was lower than the average hours worked in a week recorded in 2024, which was estimated at 41.5 hours per week. When looking at the employed persons by class of worker, wage and salary workers continued to account for the largest share of employment at 64.1% in 2025 from 65.9% in 2024. This was followed by self-employed persons without any paid employees at 28.5% in 2025 from 27.0% in 2024. And unpaid family workers at 6.3% in 2025 from 5.8% in 2024. Meanwhile, employers in own family-operated farm or business comprised the smallest share at 1.1% in 2025 from 1.3% in 2024. Among wage and salary workers, those employed in private establishments accounted for the largest share at 1.56 million or 80.0% in 2025 from 80.3% in 2024. This was followed by workers in government or government-controlled corporations with 224,000 employed persons or 12.7% in 2025 from 11.5% in 2024. And workers in private households with 155,000 employed persons or 7.1% in 2025 from 8.0% in 2024. Meanwhile, workers in own family-operated farm or business comprise the smallest share with 4,000 employed persons or 0.22% in 2025 from 0.23% in 2024. In 2025, the major occupation groups that recorded the largest increases in the number of employed or self-employed persons compared with 2024 were the following: skilled agricultural, forestry, and fishery workers increased by 25,000, elementary occupations increased by 23,000, and clerical support workers increased by 22,000. Meanwhile, the major occupation groups that recorded the largest decreases in the number of employed or self-employed persons in 2025 compared with 2024 were the following: service and sales workers decreased by 59,000, craft and related trades workers decreased by 46,000, and plant and machine operators and assemblers decreased by 20,000. Looking at the data on youth age 15 to 24 years in Central Visayas in 2025, about 370,000 or 30.9% were in the labor force. This was higher compared with the 380,000 or 31.8% youth in the labor force in 2024. Among the youth in the labor force, 327,000 or 88.3% were employed or engaged in a business in 2025. This was higher than the number of employed youth recorded in 2024, which was estimated at 344,000 or 90.4%. In terms of unemployment, around 43,000 or 11.7% of youth aged 15 to 24 years were without work or a business in 2025. This was slightly higher compared with the estimated 37,000 or 9.6% unemployed youth recorded in 2024. Among employed youth aged 15 to 24 years in 2025, 18,000 or 5.6% were underemployed. This was higher than the 17,000 or 5.1% were underemployed youth recorded in 2024. The number of youth who were not in education, employment, or training was estimated at 157,000 or 13.1% of the total population of youth aged 15 to 24 years in 2025. This was higher compared with the 145,000 or 12.9% youth not in school, not employed, and not in training reported in 2024. In summary, about 96 in every 100 persons in the labor force age 15 years old and over in Central Visayas are employed. The services sector remains the largest contributor to the labor force of Central Visayas in 2025, accounting for 64.9%. There is a decrease of 7 underemployed persons in every 1,000 employed persons age 15 years old and over from 2024 to 2025. This concludes our presentation on the preliminary results of the 2024-2025 Annual Labor Force Survey for Central Visayas. The Philippine Statistics Authority extends its sincere appreciation to everyone for your participation in this press conference. Daghang salamat ug maayong hapon sa atong tanan.
Thank you very much, R.D. Perante, for the presentation of the 2024 to 2025 Annual Labor Statistics of Central Visayas. At this juncture, we will have the open forum. May we invite the following key persons to join R.D. Perante here in front. Can we have Mr. Mariolito M. Bongot, Chief Economic Development Specialist from DepDev 7, Mr. Jameson Lim, Education Supervisor of CHED 7, Jasmine Sarsaba, Statistician 1 of DepEd 7, Fernando Lopez, OIC TSST WE of Dole 7, and we have Cheyenne Soon, Supervising TSD Specialist of TESDA. For those who wish to share their insights, comments, or questions, kindly raise your hand and wait to be acknowledged. The microphone will then be handed over to you. For participants who will be asking questions, please state your name and the agency or organization you represent before proceeding. Do we have any questions?
Good afternoon. I am from DYRF, an intern. I would like to ask the DOLE, what are the steps that they are taking right now, no, due to, based on the data, there is an increase of unemployment in Central Visayas and decrease in employment. And also, I would like to ask, what do you think is the reason for this decrease and increase? That's for DOLE.
For the DOLE actually, dun sa unemployment rate, ina-address namin siya karon by conducting ng mga coordination sa mga partners natin. Kaya ang main reasons kasi minsan dyan is yung mismatch ng skills ng mga job seekers and of course yung mga nahitabo na mga kalamidad dito sa atin. Kaya dumami yung maraming trabaho. There are a lot of companies were affected by the nung Tino, yung Linog, and of course, Negros hindi na pala part ng Central Visayas. And our approach ngayon is nagla-launch kami ng mga tinatawag nating industry job fair and campus job fair para yung skills ng workers na hinahanap ng isang industry ay ma-address. And of course, we also have other programs katulad ng DOL Integrated Livelihood Emergency Employment Program namin. We provided livelihood projects dun sa mga displaced workers and we also have the TUPAD program. And we also have our employment bridging program para dun sa mga youth sectors. Actually, we're implementing government internship program, the Job Start program, as well as yung SPES program namin. That's how we address the concern ng mga displaced workers. And we are focusing in upskilling of ng mga micro-establishments para in case na merong mahitabo na mga calamities or magsara yung company nila, they were already trained dun sa mga makabagong teknolohiya and they can easily transfer or change nung kung ano man yung gusto nilang maging trabaho in the future. So we are more on focusing ng training and job generations through our livelihood projects and programs.
All right, next question, please.
Let me add,
Okay,
para
addition.
medyo ma-appreciate natin yung data, no? As shown in the slide, we have, in terms of magnitude, we have 25,000 decline, even if maliit lang yung percentage points, no? Yung ating decline, there were affected mga 25 individuals who were 15 years old and over na decrease in terms of employed persons. Saan ba yung sector ito, no, na nag-contribute? So sa industry, so we have 81,000 individuals, 18 years old and over. So we have in 2024, 650,000 in 2024, tapos down to 569,000 na lang in 2025. And then likewise, in the services sector, there was also a decline of 8,000 from 2024 to 2025. And we have 1,906 individuals in 2024 who were employed and declined to 1,839,000 in 2025 under the services sector. Let me go to the occupation. So decreases were observed as mentioned in our occupation. We have the services and sales workers. There was a decline of 59,000 from 2024 to 2025. I have a slide on this. slide, please, so para nakikita nila. And then we also have craft and related trades workers. Employed. And we have plant and machine operators and assemblers. There was a decline of 20,000 individuals from 2024 and 2025. So these are the sectors, major sectors affected, and also the occupation, kung saan po bumaba.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I decided to attend the briefing was because of this portion here, because I would like to ask, since it's not explicitly stated, it's just services sector, will the my sector is in the, I work for the DICT, so my concern is really in the ICT, BPO, IT BPM sector, no, which is a driver of the economy here. So I'm not sure which of those sectors does it belong to, and is there data to drill down more as to what services? Kasi it's very broad, no? Kasi we were talking earlier, is it an impact on AI? What was the trigger for if the decline was in my sector or other service sector not covered in my industry? So that's the question I have na, what part of the sector, especially sa services, were badly affected, if that's available?
Okay, for services, we have particularly the sub-industries that were affected in the decline. We have okay, for services. For services, pwedeng pa-filter yung negative sa total, regardless of occupation. Negative lang, regardless of less than 0. Okay. Particularly for the sub-sectors affected, we have number 1 is on wholesale and retail, repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles, that's 13,000 from 2024 to 2025. Accommodation, yes. Accommodation and food service activities, no. Second is transportation and storage, that's 5,000. And then, tinatanong ni Sir yung ICT, information and communication, that's about 1,000 ang decrease from 2024 to 2025. So, maraming mga other sub-industries, even the financial and insurance activities, we have a decline of 1,000, about 1,000 from 2024 to 2025. Real estate activities, 1,000, about 1,000. Professional, scientific and technical activities, about 1,000. Let me have the other negatives. Public administration and defense, 1,000. And human health is also 1,000. Yun po yung mga nag-decline in 2024 under the services po. 2044 to 2025. Okay.
Okay, next question, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Rico Osmeña of Daily Tribune and DYLA. I'd just like to ask, there are several reports, especially in the Department of Labor, of recently, no, several retrenchment or forced leave, especially at the Mactan Economic Zone. Can you have any? Do you have any reaction on this? And then your TUPAD is usually it's only a temporary displacement program, right? But how about the long-term or mid-term approaches of the Department of Labor and Employment? Thank you.
Actually, sir, yes, it's true. There are some retrenchments reported to us. We immediately address those concerns. First, if we can give them yung temporary employment through emergency employment, which is the TUPAD. And of course, we also evaluate yung skills nila. Then we refer them to other government agencies like TESDA for possible reskilling or retraining so that they could be referred to other, they can apply to other companies through our industry job fairs. So that's how we address the concerns. And some of them, if they are interested, they applied for our livelihood program using their acquired skills. If they have undergone reskilling or retooling, if they no longer want to be employed, they just wanted to be at their own. Based on their acquired skills, we provided them livelihood projects. Our livelihood project actually is a grant where we provided them tools and equipment that they will be needing for their chosen livelihood. Yes, thank you.
Good afternoon, Sir. Crystal from XFM. This is in related ragapon sa question, sir. Sir, based on the data sa Region 7, City of Lapu-Lapu posted the highest unemployment rate. And usab ani sa factor, sir, nga kanang daghan ang mga retrenched sa Mactan Mactan Processing Zone. Unya, when I noticed, sir, as Lapu-Lapu beat man ko before, almost every month na anay job fair ang Peso Lapu-Lapu. Unsa implication ni sir nga despite na ay job fair every month kay dako sila gyapon ang pinakataas og unemployment rate? Thank you.
I can't specifically tell what is the main reason ng several retrenchment dun sa MEPS. Probably because there are some companies who are transferring their operations to other countries because mainly because of the high cost that they experienced dito sa atin. So they decided to transfer. They closed their company here. They transferred yung uban. I heard it's in Vietnam, Thailand, which the cost of employment is mas lower compared to us. And I think that's one of the reasons. Considering that Mactan export processing zones are engaged in manufacturing, especially yung sa mga tawag dito, tailoring, yung parang sports materials, mga apparels. Yes, it's true that Peso Lapu-Lapu, which we are in constant coordination, not only in Lapu-Lapu, also in other public employment service office, because they are our partners. So that's our actually response to help our displaced workers on how they can find another job and through job fair. So as I've said earlier, we've been conducting mga industry job fairs, and it includes also, although it's already with DMW, yung mga overseas job fairs. It's a combination of type of job fairs. And if we see na dun sa mga job seekers na yung mga tinatawag ng near hire, miss hire. We tried to evaluate that, then we coordinated with TESDA for possible retraining and retooling. Probably because some of them were not able to get a new job because I think they need to retrain. Actually, we are also in coordination with the ICT. We are in partnership with the ICT to refer yung mga nadi-displace na workers natin para ma-introduce sa kanila yung technology, yung AI na tinatawag natin. Kasi whether we like it or not, we can no longer avoid yung advent of the new technology. That's what the department is doing right now. We are in constant coordinations with different national agencies and training institutions. Especially yung sa AMP namin, yung Adjustment Measurement Program, yung para na-anticipate natin yung possible displacement. Nire-ready na rin natin sila dun sa mga bagong trainings. Yun po, that's how we address the concern on displaced workers.
To add on dun sa sinabi ni Sir Fernan, let me go to the more appreciation of more details of the industry. So as mentioned ko kanina, mayroon tayong affected, no, na there's a decline of the employed persons in 2025 by about 25,000, and then na-specify din natin yung ating mga subsectors that were affected from 2024 to 2025. But let me also explain further that in terms of the number of hours work sa presentation. So, looking at by major sector, from 2024 to 2025, no, we have about 50,000 decline in 50,000 individuals who work in agriculture. Hindi ito, yung number of hours na may 40 less than at saka full. 50,000 individuals who work in agriculture, there was a decline. For those who work part-time employment, even for work less than 40 hours, may decline tayo na work with less than 40 hours. Further, 183,000 employed persons who have full employment, work 40 hours or more, also declined by 103,000 in 2024 to 2025. Those who work under agriculture or in agriculture. Sa industry, bumaba yung ating employed persons who work less than 40 hours, under industry by 536,000. If you look at this is in the slide, ito yung number of hours work in a week. So even looking at the number of hours work in a week, talagang nag-decline yung work 40 hours and over. So ito tinitingnan ko, what I'm saying is on the major industry. And then sa services, we have 1,434,000. So that means that's for those who were employed part-time who work for less than 40 hours. So malaki talaga under services yung affected. For those who work in services, part-time employment work less than 40 hours. Marami yung nagbumaba yung ating employed persons from 2024 to 2025. Those who were engaged or work in services, who work less than 40, particularly who work less than 40 hours. So going to the by province, kasi tinatanong kanina sa Lapu-Lapu. Oo. Ah. Job? With a job but not at work, you are on vacation, temporarily absent. You're on leave. Yes. You have a work, but you did not report for work for reasons of you were on vacation, like us, nagsisick leave, wellness leave. But we did not report for work during the past 7 days. By the way, past 7 days lang ito ang tanong natin, ha? Ang reference period natin is past 7 days, whether the person is employed or not. At least 1 hour in the past 7 days. Moving siya. Moving during the quarter. So, ibig sabihin, past 7 days for example, this is annual, no? So, pag tinatanong, moving past 7 days siya, moving. So, kung 23 siya pumunta doon sa ating sample household, we are referring to the past 7 days niya. Moving siya. Hindi siya yung talagang specific dates or day in a month. So, going to the province, okay. Prompt lang tayo, no? We would like to emphasize that these are surveys, so mayroon tayong marginal errors or standard errors. So, kailangan lang po careful in the making conclusion of the results. So, we would like to remind everyone to look at also the coefficient of variation. This is in terms of the accuracy of the estimates and the samples that we got from the survey. So kasi baka mamaya, although it's higher in terms of estimates or rates, pero pala in terms of the coefficient of variation, it's looking at the coefficient of variation and the standard errors, hindi pala significant yung differences. So as mentioned kanina, HUCs, 2024 and 2025. Okay. For si AI nagko-compute pa eh. So, for Bohol, saan? Okay. Lapu-Lapu City, 207 employed persons in 2024. And then, actually, ang 2025 total employed persons referring to the magnitude, no? 207 in 2024, 207,000. And nag-increase tayo in terms of total employed persons in 2025. As mentioned ko dun sa summary kanina, only City of Mandaue. Okay, Bohol declined in terms of employed persons from 2024 to 2025, from 531,000 to 563,000. And then for City of Cebu, we also observed decline from 410,000 in 2024 to 380,000 in 2025. And then City of Mandaue, there was a decline of 174,000 in 2024, 270,000 in 2025. So these are the areas where we observe decreases in terms of the number of employed persons from 2024 to 2025. So only in Bohol, City of Cebu, and City of Cebu. Hindi. No. Bohol, City of Cebu, and City of Mandaue. Yun po yung atin. Nag-contribute to the decline. So in these areas. So habang walang nagtatanong, yung affected po na may decreases, can we go to the major industries? Yung kanina, major industries. Yung may difference 24 to 2025. The previous slide. The previous slide. No, not that one. The one that we've computed earlier. Okay. So saan po? For Bohol, saan yung malaking decrease in terms of the number of employed persons? It's in services, 16,000. And then for City of Cebu, it's in industry by 16,000. And then for City of Mandaue, we have a decline of about 2,000 in industry and services. Of course, there were affected major industries in other provinces and HUCs. For the province of Cebu, it's in industry affected. There was a decline of 52,000 in under industry from 2024 to 2025. And then there was also decreases for City of Lapu-Lapu in industry. That's about 3,000. Even if the total number of employed persons for all industries nag-increase for Lapu-Lapu City and Lapu-Lapu City and Cebu, but there are major industries that were affected, where employed persons declined in 2025 from 2024.
Okay. Question?
Ma'am, good evening, good afternoon. Benjo Dalisik of XFM Cebu. Sa PSA, ma'am, so far, na-appeal ba sa itong kining monitoring o kining ang kanibitong atong survey, if ever doon na ba yung mga possible nga mga companies nga turn to bankrupt during crisis nga nasa tayong karon o niya ang mga o si possible nga mahitabo sa kining mga trabahante if ever doon na yung mga company nga na.
Okay. How do we conduct and what's the coverage of our labor force survey? Yung ating labor force survey, bali kino-cover natin are the households who are employed in the various sectors of the economy. So ito ang tanong natin ay saan sila nagtatrabaho, and then but we don't ask questions of the reasons why they were, because of the reasons why they are unemployed. So ang reasons lang po na kinukuha natin for the unemployment, kasi yung ating lang definition for unemployment ay, ang unang tanong ay, may trabaho ka ba o wala from the past 7 days? Pag may trabaho, pasok ka na dyan. Pag wala, tinatanong kasi mayroon po tayong criteria ng unemployed. Ganun muna. Pag walang trabaho, mayroon ka bang business? Pag may business, pasok ka sa employed. And then, pag walang trabaho, ang sunod na tanong ay after the question. Tinatanong if you currently available for work, and tinatanong din if you are looking for work. And then if the reasons are and if the reasons you're not seeking for work due to the following reasons, you have you are tired, or the person was tired and no work available, or the person was awaiting for results of previous job application kaya hindi siya naghanap ng trabaho, or because of temporary illness or disability, or hindi siya naghanap ng trabaho because of bad weather, or because waiting for rehire or recall. So yun yung reason. So there are 3 criteria po. Without work, currently available for work, and seeking for work. And the reasons for not seeking for work, ito po, like related to diseases, pandemic, etc. Tired, believe no work available, awaiting for results of previous job application, temporary illness, bad weather, and waiting for rehire or job recall. So these are the paano yung isang tao mako-consider as unemployed. So wala po yung reason bakit siya naging unemployed due to some reasons for the company where she or he work.
Okay. Next question, please.
Just a follow-up. In your presentation, I think it's an annual presentation, your
Yes po.
RD, no?
Yes po.
We've been observing, media also has been observing, like, the presentation is like for the province of Cebu and the province of Bohol and the tri-cities of Cebu, Mandaue, and Lapu-Lapu. We know for a fact that employment or unemployment are, high on all these areas. But is it ideal for us to know also, like, on a city or municipality level rates that we can be provided for? At least we can also, at least a basis for our government officials of their planning, even the local level, no? If it's possible for us, like, even now, Balamban is being developed, and whether we like it or not, we have about 10,000 or more, or 14,000 employment, no? But the figures are not being presented here, no? So would it mean that the data in Balamban is with the province of Cebu?
Yes po.
And then Toledo City also.
Yes po.
City of Naga.
Yeah.
No, these are some areas also that, media would also like to know, please. Thank you.
Okay. For the limitation of the labor force survey, unfortunately, this would not cover. We have samples, no, from selected municipalities and in the province, but this do not cover of all the cities and municipalities in the province, because what we are employing for the coverage of the survey is we're using what we call we can have a reliable estimates for the province lang po and HUCs. Yun po yung ating sampling design or methodology that we're using. Kaya wala pong, but of course, yung ating samples po ay mga selected municipalities and cities. Oo. Magastos na. In fact, with this number of samples that we have, for malaki na po kailangan ng government funds for the conduct. Sasagutin niya ni RD. So ito lang po yung ating peso to assist. Pero hindi siya lang. Yeah. I mean, monitoring.
Okay. Does anyone else have a question?
Oo. Kung ilan ang nagkaroon ng trabaho. Oo. Ay,
Okay, question please.
Hello, good afternoon po. My name is Marjorie from an intern from the Freeman, and my question is directed to DepEd. So what are your insights on the policy and program implications of the presented results, particularly in relation to basic education, learner outcomes, and foundational skills development?
In the regional office, we have assigned mga program owners, so they are the ones handling it. So maybe I cannot further explain more about that.
Okay. Anyone else have some questions? By the way, we have representatives from DepEd, CHED, DepDev, Dole, and of course PSA in front if you have any questions specific for any of these organizations.
more appreciation again with our employed persons by highest grade completed. So we have in terms of no grade completed, ibig sabihin wala talaga silang natapos. So there was an increase naman of employed persons from 2024 to 2025 by about 2,000. And elementary graduate, there were, okay, for those employed persons, there were increases no, in the employed persons who have the following highest grade completed. So yung ating elementary undergraduate, there was an increase. Senior high school, may increase din from 118,000 to 107,000. Yung ating elementary graduate, from 373,000 to 402,000. And then post-secondary, 60,000 to 76,000. And particularly under post-secondary, we have post-secondary graduate, 59,000 to 75,000. And we have for college, both college undergrad and college graduate, there were increases in terms of the number of persons who have finished college and college or college undergraduate or college graduate, who have completed college and who have at least college education. So we also, there are also increases for this educational at yung ating 2024 to 2025. To add doon kay sa education natin.
Okay, since there are no more questions, may I ask if any of the panelists here in front, do you have anything to add up or yeah, anything to say? We have Mr. Jameson from CHED.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So I would like to add up, no, for on the concerns of Ms. Intern earlier, so about the impact of the education sector. So my reply is based on the facts presented earlier, the fertility, the unemployment rate, and also the age, no, having employed 15 years old and 15 to 19. So with this data, this will give significant impact in tertiary level or higher education because it maybe it will decrease the enrollment, no, because less opportunity because of the employment rate, and higher education may compete, no, but at the same time it will give opportunity for them to create policies on lifelong learning, like micro credentialing and industry responsive education. So that's all lang po sa chat.
Okay, we have from Sir Mariolito of DepDev.
Also, I would like to add that in terms of addressing the long-term strategy of the government to address unemployment and underemployment, we have also the program of the government, which is Trabaho para sa Bayan, that was launched last year. And this is the goals of this program is job creation and economic growth, skills development. No? So we want that the opportunities for employment is not only merely employment, but also quality jobs, as well as support for our MSMEs, access to finance. There's also a strategy there for education and industry linkages, and investment opportunities as well, to promote job creation. So DOLE and other agencies, including us, that are involved in job creation and providing services to our SMEs is working to craft the plan for implementation, to address this long-term concern on employment.
Thank you very much. Final call for any questions or anything to share?
Okay, for those who would like to use labor statistics and have more research and how we can look at the focus or the target, we would suggest that you look at the economic performance against the employed person. So you would see for the programs natin to focus which specific sector that we want to improve with the results of the 2025. We know that the share of, in terms of the economic performance in Central Visayas, if we can also look at the labor productivity for each major sub-industry or even doon sa ating mga major industries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that concludes the open forum. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we end, we'd like to remind everyone to please accomplish our short evaluation form that is back-to-back. For further details and PSA-related updates, you may visit our website at rsso07.psa.gov.ph. And for data requests, kindly email at rsso07@psa.gov.ph. Again, we would like to thank our media partners and members of the Regional Statistics Committee, Central Visayas, for joining us in the press conference in 2024 to 2025 Annual Labor Statistics of Central Visayas. To officially close our press conference, may we call on the Supervising Statistical Specialist, the officer in charge of PSO Cebu, Mr. Felixberto M. Sato Jr.
Thank you, Mr. Drake. To our team officials, resource speakers, dedicated health workers, our media practitioners, also representatives from the different advocates and invited guests, a very pleasant good afternoon to all of you. As we draw this forum to a close, the 2025 National Demographic and Health Survey, focusing on the key indicators, and the 2024-2025 Annual Labor Statistics, we look back on an engaging day filled with an eye-opening data, discussing and sharing insights regarding the key indicators of the 2025 NDHS as well as the 2024-2025 annual labor statistics. It is our hope that the final report for these two surveys will provide a clearer picture of trends and of demographic and health indicators and labor and employment statistics that may form part of the critical information that could guide future direction set by the program managers, policy makers, social scientists, and researchers. Also, this report will educate us in the health and well-being as well as the labor condition status of every individual, especially in our respective families. The NDHS specifically has a wealth of information wherein the agencies concerned has the complete and proper way to respond. It is noteworthy to say that every statistics presented here today for these two surveys is a family, a community, and a story of every individual that calls for our responsive action. We have seen the latest trends in our fertility rates this morning, maternal and child health, family planning practices, and even the overall demographic shifts. While these figures reflect our progress, they also reveal areas that require our immediate and collective attention. These key indicators highlighted in today's forum, the 2025 NDHS, and of course the 2024-2025 annual labor statistics, are not just numbers to be kept in our steel cabinets. These are actually a powerful source of information for evidence-based decision-making, which our policymakers needed most. They serve as the guiding tool for our policymakers, program managers, and stakeholders in crafting responsive, inclusive, and people-centered interventions. By understanding these realities at the grassroots, we can better allocate resources and tailor health and population programs to effectively uplift the lives of our people. And that is our mission and vision, to improve the quality of life of every Filipino people. We are grateful that the 2025 NDHS, as well as the 2024 and 2025 annual labor statistics, has been a success, and that reliable and timely data are now available at the national, regional, or even at the highly urbanized cities, that other users, both local and international institutions, can develop, monitor, and evaluate policies and programs in the fields of health, population, and development. Our deep appreciation, as well as our partner agencies, for being with us as our resource person who presented their insights on the policy implications of the two surveys. It is our hope that the same surveys have provided the program managers, policymakers, social scientists, and researchers with a clearer picture of trends and demographic and health indicators, as well as the labor employment status that could guide us in our future directions. Also, our great appreciation also extended to the PSA provincial statistical offices, especially to the provincial supervisors for seeing the data collection activities, and to the interviewing teams composed of team supervisors and field interviewers for their hard work and dedication to work tirelessly throughout the survey. We acknowledge the staff of the Demographic and Health Statistics Division under the Social Sector Statistics Service of the Sectoral Statistics Office, who worked tirelessly throughout all stages of the survey, and other divisions to the office for their support during the preparatory phase of the survey. Also, the staff of the Regional Statistical Services Office 7 and the Provincial Statistical Office of the region, Central Visayas, for overseeing the data collection activities. I would like also to mention and express our gratitude to all the people behind in this successful conduct of the Data Dissemination Forum, as well as the news conference for the 2024-2025 Annual Labor Statistics. The Statistical Operation and Coordination Division of Region 7 personnel, the technical staff, and the Secretariat. And of course, and all of you who are present right now, we are looking forward to see you again to the next data forum. The next data forum for the 28 na, no? 28 in DHS. Every 3 years naman siya. So we will be seeing you sometimes in 2028. As we part ways and to go home to our respective offices, let us carry the lessons and data from this forum into our respective offices and even to the communities. Let us continue to collaborate with each other, innovate, and push for evidence-based policy formulation so that no one is left behind in our journey towards sustainable and equitable development. Thank you and for your active participation, your valuable contribution, and your continued dedication to public health, demographic development, and employment indicators. And all of us will say, Sieteta. Can we say Sieteta? Sieteta. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. And that ends our 2025 NDHS Regional Data Dissemination Forum on Key Indicators, as well as the 2024 to 2025 Annual Labor Statistics of Central Visayas. This has been your host, Drake Bustrillos, Statistical Analyst of PSA Region 7, your moderator for today's press conference. Thank you very much and maayong hapon kanatong tanan. Can we have our key officials on stage for a photo op?